Good morning and welcome in to the West Georgia TV and Carroll County School Fall Sports Media Day, and is presented by James O'Neill Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I'm your host, Tom Araquazo. West Georgia TV and Carroll County Schools, we have made a commitment to promote all athletic programs and athletes from each of the Carroll County high schools and with our media days and through live game broadcasting. Our media day this week, as you have seen our schedule today, we are live at Villa Rica High School, and I am joined first by Athletic Director Rick Sauls and Principal Dr. Mike Badowski. I got it right.
Thank you.
Guys, first of all, thanks for having us here at Villa Rica High School and helping and promote your athletes and Dr. B, as they call you. First, let's talk a little bit about new schools, new season, new year. Everybody gets excited, but talk about some of the ins and outs of how school actually gets started before the first day.
There's a lot of ins and outs before the first day. We have so many moving pieces, and Carroll County does a phenomenal job of making sure we have what we need to, from making sure transportation's on point, that we have our coaches signed up and taking care of all their kids, to making sure the band has a practice sign for camp. There is a lot. Then we bring our teachers in. We have all the pre-planning days, and then we roll into the first day on Friday, which is a blessing because sometimes we find there's a lot of things we missed, and so we got to keep rolling, and then it gives us the weekend to get it ready, and then Monday we're here and ready to go. So it's been a good start to the year. Kids have been phenomenal. The teachers are on point. I'm excited, looking forward to upcoming school year as well as the seasons that we're getting ready to start.
All right, Rick, I want to talk a little bit about all these athletic programs. You're the AD here. You're the top guy that helps oversee each and every one of these athletic programs here at Villa Rica. And, part of that is a budget you got to meet to run all these programs and to make sure that every team is taken care of financially. But a lot of people don't understand where you get the lay coaches or the community coaches. How are they involved and why? Well, part of that is the budgets, right. And then you're trying to put as many good coaches and good people with your kids to help them progress into the adulthood of life. But talk a little bit about the lay coaches and how they help in athletic programs, because every school in the state of Georgia has them.
Right. Well, we have about 15 sports that we offer, both male and female. So there's a need for us to have people in the community to help us.
Right.
We only have a certain number of slots to coach each sport in its season. So a lot of times we have people volunteer, and they come up and ask coaches, what they need to do to assist. And then sometimes we seek out people in the community to help us. So whether it's at the high school level or at the middle school level, we definitely have a need for our community coaches.
Talk a little bit about these 15 programs and how they each one of them runs. Now, everybody knows football's the big dog, especially here in the South and in West Georgia. But there are tons of athletes, and that is one of the commitments that West Georgia TV, along with Carroll County School System, the commitment that we have made is to promote as many of these athletes. Your cross country, your golf, your tennis, flag football. There's a lot of programs that don't get a whole lot of love, and that's what we want to do. So talk a little bit about some of those programs for each individual school year or season, if you will. You got fall, winter, and spring.
Well, currently in the fall, we have softball, we have football, we have cross country, we have band. We offer flag football here, which last year was our first season with flag football, and what an adventure, man. We really had a great time with our flag football team, and because it actually compiled of several groups of females that were involved in volleyball and basketball and track, and to see those come together and participate in flag football was really exciting for us. So, we offer a lot of different things. And sometimes those minor sports don't get all the love, like you said, that those major sports do, but we try to put that out on our social media page and make sure they're covered there. And then we have, West Georgia TV and Gradic and some other avenues so we can blast out about our kids involved in the sports.
Talk a little bit about Villa Rica High School. Now, you and I were talking. Now, you're from Missouri, just played football at Missouri, and then your wife was from Georgia. Y'all came back down this way, and this is where you settled. Talk a bit about Villa Rica and what this community means to you.
Well, it's been a blessing, and I shared with staff, but, coming into the Villa Rica community last year, working at Bay Springs and now we're in high school, they welcomed me with open arms. And for me to move to the high school is a blessing because my wife's grandmother graduated from Villa Rica about 1930. And so Granny was born and raised here in Villa Rica, had a small store right after she got married. And then her and her husband, Papa Ian, moved south down just a little ways. My mother-in-law was raised down in Carrollton. And so for me, it's almost like coming home. So I have, some roots here through my marriage. And I know when it was announced and everything, I had my mother-in-law was in tears, just so excited because, this means so much to my mom just to have you there. So I'm excited. And Villa Rica community is awesome. Anything we need things, the community comes out. Like even Friday night, we were at the game out of Haralson County, and the amount of fans we had in the stands was phenomenal. And they were going nuts. They're having a great time cheering on our boys and the cheerleaders and everything. And so it's a wonderful place to be, and there's so many great things that come out of Villa Rica, so many great opportunities for kids, and just some of our alumni have really made impacts across the country, not just here in VR. And I think that's something that we need to celebrate and just be constantly aware of.
Before we get you two out of here and we get Mr. Brown in with the band and some of those guys, so tell me a little bit about it. He's talking about the community itself here in Villa Rica, but the county system-wide, athletic facilities are tremendous throughout the county, and they're getting better and better with each given year. But talk a little bit about how the county system has helped in these athletic programs for each one.
Well, I can speak back. I'm a graduate of Villa Rica High School, so I went here and graduated in '86. So I actually worked on the new stadium before this stadium existed. So during the summer, several of us football players put those bleachers together. It's probably the reason they were about to fall apart. But anyway, we had a group of men in the community that wanted us to have nice things, and so we built the stadium. And Mr. Coward came in and had a vision for facilities, that are second to none. And so with the SPLOST passing, we put the $10 million stadium out here, and there's another 9 in the basketball facility, and every community in Carroll County Schools has reaped the benefits of what the SPLOST has done for all the facilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Dr. B and Rick are going to get out of here. We'll get Mr. Brown in and the band, but we're going to run around the block, pay a few bills, and we're going to come back more here with Media Day, West Georgia TV and Carroll County School Systems Media Day at Villa Rica High School, and it's presented by James O'Neill, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. Welcome back in to West Georgia TV and Carroll County Schools Fall Sports Media Day presented by James O'Neill, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. Right quick, let me thank all of our sponsors: 316 Healthcare, Caliber One Construction, Osier Apparel, Arian Farm and Supply, Messer Hardware, Whitley Skid Steer, Inception Energy Solutions, and the Incredible Pulp. And I hope I don't miss anyone, but we are joined by Band Director Kevin Brown here at Villa Rica High School, Emily McClendon, and Aiden Siristadata. Did I say it right? I got it right. I hope I did anyway. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about band. And first, Kevin, let's talk a little bit about, you said you've been here for 5 years. Talk a little bit about how this program has progressed over those 5 years, and then we'll talk a little bit about this year's team.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, starting my 5th year here at Villa Rica High School as Director of Bands. And one of the things I'm just really proud about is the overall quality of the musician and how it has continued to get better every single year. The support from the Carroll County School District with regard to the fine arts is overwhelming. It's not like this everywhere, in a great way. And we're just proud about what the kids are doing. Their work ethic gets better every year. And, our numbers have increased every year. And so there's a lot of exciting things that are happening for our band program as a whole.
Aiden, now you're a junior. Let's talk a little bit about what you do with this Villa Rica marching band.
Yeah, so I am co-drum major for the marching band, so I have the amazing responsibility to conduct the marching band at halftime and in the stands. It is just an amazing experience to be up there in front of the band and be with so many people that make amazing music.
Emily, what you do?
I'm also co-drum major here for the Villa Rica High School marching band. I am like Aiden. I find it very I love inspiring others, and I feel like I love just working with all these people who are they're so talented. So.
All right, so Friday night, everybody talks about Friday night under the lights, the big football game kicking off, and our team, and everybody's rooting on that team, and you guys are too. But Friday night's a big deal for y'all as well. It's showtime for you guys. Talk a little bit about how special Friday night is.
It is an amazing experience for everyone. It's very memorable for all marchers, and we love to perform a show at halftime, but also bring spirit to the game. So making great music while playing an amazing game with the football team is really great experience for everyone.
Talk about your Friday night experience. What do you love the most about being a marching Wildcat?
Being a marching Wildcat, it just brings me a sense of community. I feel like I always have a family and I can always go to them for anything. And I love a good football game, so I just love being there and being able to cherish that experience.
All right, Coach Brown, let me ask you. I call you a coach. You're a coach too, ain't you? That's what this is. Even though they say band director, you're the director coach. How about that?
That's right.
But talk a little bit about this season and where we can see this marching Wildcat band throughout the year, other than just Friday nights, because I know you got competitions and stuff that you do. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. So we definitely are always available for our community parades, whether that's in January at the MLK Parade, Gold Rush Parade in September, and of course the Villa Rica Downtown Christmas Parade. So those are all parades that we're always committed to for the season. In addition to that, we have 3 competitions this year that we'll be going to, starting with the Super Bowl of Sound at Central Carroll High School, and then we'll be going to the Legacy of Champions at Carrollton High School, and then we finish out our competitive season in early November actually at Milton High School at the White Columns Invitational. That is a very challenging contest, but the kids look forward to it every year. We see some wonderful bands that we can learn and grow from every year there.
Well, one of the things that we're excited about here with West Georgia TV is our game of the week. And when we each halftime, we're going to put a camera on the bands. So the bands are actually going to get their love and their due as well for each and every Friday night. So we'll have the first half, the second half, but in the middle, it's all going to be about the band. So we're excited about that, and we're excited about all the bands. And I'm glad you guys stopped in here to talk to us a little bit. Thank you very much. Going to run around the block. We're going to pay a few more bills, and we're going to come back, and let me just see who I have. It is, our cross country. Mr. John Poacher, Coach Poacher, Poucher. Did I say it right? I think it's Poucher. I probably got that wrong. But we're going to do cross country next, so hang in there right here on West Georgia TV. It's the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep Media Day. Welcome back in to the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep Media Day here for West Georgia TV and Carroll County Schools. As I told you, we have Coach John Poucher. Did I say it right that time? I got it right. I got Wesley Searless and Malcolm Hudson. Wesley is a junior, Malcolm's a senior. This is cross country, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Coach, you said that you had been around for about 8 years here at Villa Rica High School. You coached some soccer and cross country.
Yes, sir.
Cross country for about 4 years now. Talk a little bit about this cross country program, and then we'll talk a little bit about this year's team.
Yeah, we have a good number of kids that have come out this year. We have a young team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores this year. Couple of older guys hanging in here, these 2 guys right here. But we're really doing a better job of reaching out to and we have a phenomenal elementary road runner program here in Carroll County and the Villa Rica cluster especially. So we're kind of starting to take advantage of all these runners coming up, and we're seeing a growing team, and I'm excited about that.
Well, talk a little bit about that, the road runner. This is a community, almost like a rec or travel type running team.
So our elementary schools, they have road runner programs, and they do a phenomenal job. These kids are excited about running. They have meets for them, and they get out and they just get into it with them, and they have a lot of fun. And we got a lot of good participation with that program.
So Wesley, you're a junior. How long you been running, and then talk a little bit about this season and this team that you got here at Villa Rica.
Well, considering some of the other people, I'm pretty new. I've been running since the beginning of high school, so freshman year, and I run both cross country season and track season, so pretty much year round. And this season, I'm really excited to, like he said, have a new fresh team. We've got a full JV girls team, or full varsity girls team, and that's a big step for us considering last year. So that's definitely one of the big things about this year, having a big roster.
So somebody's been in the halls recruiting some some runners then, right?
Yeah, these guys have definitely reached out and got their friends involved, so it's good.
Malcolm Hudson, he's a senior. Talk a little bit about running and being a wildcat runner, and you also do track as well. But talk a little bit about being a Villa Rica Wildcat in this season.
I mean, I moved here late sophomore year. It's been an experience for sure. My first cross country season with the team last year, we went to the state. We didn't place as we wanted to, but this year we're going to place higher and we're going to do it again. The team's been enjoyable. The whole team I have great chemistry with. They're my guys. I taught them out of the season, just keep up with them. And we also all do track together, so we're together year round.
Coach, you got to like that confidence.
Yeah.
We're going to do better this year than we did last year. I got another question for you two guys. First, you, Malcolm. Let's talk about. You thinking about running in college? You thinking about going to a school and doing some running?
So I do think about running track in college. Cross country is another thing. I haven't decided that yet. But I will be doing the 800 and 400 in college. I haven't decided what college yet, but I will be doing track.
So this cross country really just helps get you prepared for track too, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. And other things. The mental aspect of it keeps me strong mentally regarding other aspects of life, as in like work. When times get hard, I can push through it and get through it. And it also helps me with the just staying strong through tough times as well.
You?
The goal is always to become a college athlete, for any athlete really. But it doesn't always work out, and even if it doesn't, I plan on persisting and running. I like running. Especially the cross country community is very welcoming. Everybody's very hard spirited, and so regardless of whether I get accepted to a college because of my athletic capabilities, I do plan on continuing to run.
Well, that's awesome. Coach, this team as a whole, he just said you got a full girls team this year. You got a full boys team. You got some backups in there as well. Talk a little bit about this 2023 team and some of the expectations that you may have for this team.
Yeah, we're a young team, we're a growing team, but we do have these guys that have been through the program the whole time, so they're trying to lead these the younger guys and girls and kind of help them to head in the right direction. So we're shaping those kids up. But I'm excited about this season. I'm excited about getting to know all our new runners that are coming up. We got a lot of potential there, and it's looking really good.
Well, guys, he is Coach Poucher. I got it. Poucher. I got it.
That's
yeah.
right.
He's Wesley Searless and Malcolm Hudson, junior, senior, and they're part of the Villa Rica cross country team, and I appreciate them sitting down with us here today. We're going to take another quick break, and we're going to come back with competitive cheer. Coach Jordan Presnell, Riley Fisher, and Lexi Arrowwood, they are on deck here for our James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge and Jeep Carroll County Schools and West Georgia TV Media Day. Welcome back into the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day for West Georgia TV and Carroll County Schools. We have our competitive cheer up now. Coach Jordan Presnell, Riley Fisher, and Lexi Arrowwood. Coach, first welcome you and these two, but you was telling me before we went back on air, this is your 6th year at Villa Rica, and it's your first year as the head competitive cheer coach. So talk a little bit about those 6 years and then being the head coach now.
Okay, so I actually grew up in Paulding County, just right over the line. I went to the University of Georgia. My dream my whole life has been to be a math teacher, high school math teacher. So I came back home my first year teaching, ended up at Villa Rica High School, and just kind of took that first year to get my roots. Fell in love with the school, fell in love with the community. My second year teaching, Coach Anissa Weaver, who was the competitive cheerleading coach, she kind of sought me out, asked me if I was interested in coaching. So I coached with her for 4 years as our JV coach. And then this year decided to take over as the head coach of our program. And I love these girls. I've learned to love the sport of competitive cheerleading, and we've been at work all summer and looking forward to a really great season.
And tremendous enthusiasm.
Thank you.
That's what a cheerleader's supposed to do, though. They're supposed to be pumped up, right? So that's got to be great. Talk a little bit about this being her first year as your head coach and you being a senior.
I think with Coach Joe this is her first year being our head coach. It's really been, I think it's a good change, even though we do love Weaver, but it's been a great change because it's really bringing a younger, I don't know.
Aspect.
A younger aspect to our competition season, which is what we needed.
Riley, before we went on air, we got to talking a little bit about some of the things that, game day rituals. Most players, athletes, they have their game day rituals. What about competitive cheer?
One of our biggest game day rituals is definitely music on the bus. We love to listen to music. It all gets us in a pretty good mood. All the energy is great and amazing, and we just love it. And it just creates like a good chemistry between all of us.
What about being a Villa Rica Wildcat? Tell me what that means to you.
Being a Villa Rica Wildcat it just feels like a big family. Like you feel at home. Everyone is so supportive of you, your sport. Just you feel at home. And I just love it with my whole heart. I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else.
What about you? What does it mean to be a Villa Rica?
Well, being a Villa Rica Wildcat is a lot about community because our community is very close with our middle schoolers, with our even elementary school. We're all just one big community, and it does really feel like you're always at home.
So the We Are Villa Rica is
Yeah.
really
Yes.
something that y'all embrace.
Yes.
Coach, talk a little bit about this season. You got these two seniors and maybe some of the expectations of this team that you've set.
So I actually have 7 seniors on our varsity
wow.
team, and we have 1 senior on our JV team. And this is actually the first year that we have a male cheerleader. First year in a long time that we've had that. So he's going to be competing with our JV team. So first year we've had a JV co-ed team. So we have great leadership on both of our teams. So we're excited. They've been working really hard all summer. They're doing great. We take them out September 23rd for our first competition, and then the road to state begins. So we are really excited. And another thing that I really wanted to mention that we're excited about this year too is our middle school. We are the only school in the county that have 2 feeder middle schools. And this is the first year that both Bay Springs Middle School and Villa Rica Middle School have competition cheerleading teams.
Awesome.
So the future of Villa Rica cheerleading is really bright with both of our feeder middle schools competing and getting that practice as they move up to high school in the next 2 years. So.
Sounds like y'all got it all figured out. All right, Lexi, before we get out of here, tell me, you want to do competitive cheer in college? Because it is a sport in college. It's not just sideline cheer or basketball cheer. You can actually be a competitive cheerleader in college. A lot of people don't even realize that. What's your take on that? You want to do that?
Well, depending on where I go, I do plan on going to many clinics and spending time looking for colleges that offer competition cheer because it's been a part of my life for so long. I don't know what I'm going to do without it. So I do plan on looking for colleges.
All right. Riley, what about you?
I do plan on cheering in college. I've been looking at going to JSU and doing it, and I plan on going to many clinics and just seeing what they have to offer me. And I just don't think that it's a part of my life that I'm ready to let go of just yet, and it's just really important to me. So I'm excited.
Well, that's awesome. If anything, at least go to college and get the education though, right? Thank you so much for joining us, you three, and I am so excited. Good luck to y'all this season. I hope y'all have a wonderful year.
Thank you.
Gang gonna run around the block, come back with more of the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day here on WGTV for Carroll County Schools at Villa Rica High School. Welcome back into the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. It's Media Day here for the Carroll County School System and WGTV. And we are Villa Rica High School today, and we've been talking with the band, cross country, competitive cheer. Now we have some volleyball ladies in here with us. Coach Bianca Rivas. I got Libby Hartley and Isabel Timmons. I got that right, didn't I? But first, Coach Rivas, let's talk a little bit about you and volleyball and here at Villa Rica High School. Now, you went to college, played football, played volleyball in college. So talk a little bit about that first.
So I graduated from a Carroll County school. I continued my career at LaGrange College. I played there for a year. Also played the inaugural season for West Georgia Tech for 2 years. I played there. I also coach for a local travel team, and a lot of our girls play there. I think that's what makes our county so good. They were the region champs last year, so we're really proud of them.
All right, so I have Libby. She's a senior. Libby, talk a little bit about game day rituals. Most athletes have rituals that they do on game day. What is your go-to?
I personally, when we go on the bus, all of us kind of do our own thing. So either I'll talk amongst my friends or I will put on headphones and listen to some music.
What about you, Isabel?
That was probably the same thing. Like, I would just be listening to music. On the ride there, it was more by myself, but then on the ride back, we basically just talked over like the game, and it was just really like eye-opening because you don't know how you play when you're actually like playing, and then when you hear other people's point of view, it's just, you learn from it.
So you learn from your teammates, right? That's good stuff. All right, let me see here. What was the other question? I have some more questions. I got plenty of questions, actually. But let's talk to you, Libby, again. You had mentioned that you're ready for a certain team this year. Who are you looking to play? Who do you want to tee off against?
I'm really excited to play against Heritage again. We just recently played them, and I'm really excited for a rematch.
Gotcha. So how many years you been playing volleyball?
This is my 4th year, so I've been playing since my freshman year.
So you started in high school?
Yes.
And now you're starting in the middle, right?
I am, yes.
All right, so how about you? What are you most looking forward to this season as far as the whole season goes? What are you looking for?
I'm looking forward to growing and connecting with my teammates more, because it's a new team. I'm new to everyone, and the whole game. You have to connect with your teammates so that you trust each other, and so that's what I'm most excited for, because I'm already off a great start. So.
Well, talk a little bit about what you do, because you're a setter, right? So the team has to really depend on you. You got to get the ball set for people like Libby to knock it over, right? So talk a little bit about what you do as a setter on this volleyball team and what a setter does. How about that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. The setter just takes the second ball after it gets passed. They set it up for the hitter to hit. It's you have to have you have to have a great connection with all of your hitters, just because it makes the game run better. And I'm also getting back into learning setting, doing running quicks, and just getting back into it. Yeah.
College. You want to go to college and play this game? Have you thought about that?
I might. I haven't really decided yet on what I'm doing.
You going to school?
I do want to go to school.
You're going to get the education.
Yes, sir. I am looking forward to
Coach, before I get y'all out of here, talk a little bit about this team this season and what what you see, especially these two girls that's sitting here. What do you see them? These are senior leaders on this team?
Absolutely. So we graduated quite a few seniors last year. We graduated 7 of them. So we're not a young team, but we didn't have a lot of experience on the court. So they are working really hard in the gym every afternoon, and they have a couple of tournaments that they're going to work hard all day. These two are great to watch. Luby's a wonderful middle. She is definitely going to put up some big blocks for us, and Isabel is pretty much our quarterback of the team. So she's running plays in the offense, and she's doing a great job for us. We have a couple other great players to look out for. Gabby Grant, she's another big middle that is definitely going to play in college. And then Carolina Cortez is another one that is an outside hitter, and she will definitely be playing in college. So they're fun to watch, for sure.
Fun to coach, too, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, guys, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk a little flag football. Coach Tracy Coslin, Mia Bonner, and Rania. See? Got to have help. Elliott. We're going to have them on here in just a minute. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day here live from Villa Rica High School on West Georgia TV. Welcome back into the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day. We are live here at Villa Rica High School. I told you that we were going to have flag football, but we kind of mixed it up. I got thrown a curveball. And but now we have softball. Coach Cody Skinner, Olivia Wooten, and Emily Farrow. And 2 seniors, coach, for this team, 2 seniors that you know is going to have to help lead. But you got a boatload of seniors. But before we get into this season, let's talk a little bit about last year and how these group of seniors that were juniors are going to help propel this 2023 season.
Yeah, so we wrapped up last season down in Columbus. We played 2 1-0 ball games while we're down there. Got a lot of good pitching out of our staff. And both these girls sitting up here are big role players for us. Liv plays short. Farrow will be in the circle for us this year and play the outfield. These are everyday players, so we're expecting a lot of things out of them. But on top of that, all 7 seniors. They got roles to play. Most of them are going to be starters. And, I get asked all the time, what about when they graduate? What is it? Our philosophy is not reload, it's just rebuild. We got some young freshmen that are playing this year that'll step in and be big role players going into next season.
Well, the last couple of years, this program has won some region championships, went to the state playoffs made it down to the Elite 8, if you will, down in Columbus. And going into this season, every coach has some expectations of their team. Talk a bit about what you expect out of this group this year with all these seniors.
Yeah, so we look at kind of like a pyramid of success. Obviously, you want to win the region championship. Once you reach that, now the way the super regional is set up, you get to host. Basically host 2 rounds at your place if you're able to do that. And we just say, once we get in the playoffs, everybody is 0-0. We try to figure out what we got to do and take care of ourselves. And if we can do that, we're going to put ourselves in a good spot at the end of the year.
That's great. All right, let's see. Olivia. She's the one to my right. So Olivia, senior year, and you've been playing this game for a long time. You love the game of softball. What is your game day ritual? What do you do to get yourself mentally prepared each and every game day?
So usually we do our pregame warm-up, do take infield, outfield, flyers, stretch, throw, everything. And then once we get ready to hit the field, we actually do the church clap, the dance.
Wow.
And we all do it as a team, and it just gets us hyped and ready to go on the field and do some fun.
Something you never see in baseball. That's one of the things I love about softball,
Yeah.
some of the cheer stuff. All right, Miss Emily, now you're going to be in the circle, you're going to be pitching, you're going to be doing a lot of different things this year. But what is your game day ritual? What do you do besides what she was just talking about as far as what you do as a team? What are some of the things you do to get ready mentally for softball?
I like music. I listen to Taylor Swift and SZA. Those are 2 of my favorites. So that's what I do. Also, as a team, we all pray, and we, along with Liv, we also do the Cotton Eye Joe dance. That was what I like to do too. So that's what I do.
All right, so 2023, you're a senior. It's your last year being a Villa Rica Lady Wildcat. Who are you looking most forward to playing?
Heard County.
You want to play her, don't you?
Yeah. The past couple of years we played them and we lost, so I'm ready to.
You're looking forward to winning your senior year. It's a great program down there. Several state titles and Coach Hornsby and that. I mean, that's a good team to want to beat, because if you beat a team like that, then you know you're really heading in the right direction. Now, you talked a little bit about going down to the beach and all that down in Savannah. Talk a little bit about that tournament.
So we're going to be going down to Savannah, and I'm excited to play the Islands team. And outside of softball, like we have this big house, and like the whole team's going to be staying. And we have a pool, we have the beach, and I think it's just going to be a really good time and team bonding.
A lot of fun, team bonding and all that. That's the kind of stuff that drives a coach crazy, makes him want to pull his hair out.
Coaches are going to go play golf.
They're playing golf. Oh, y'all going to bond too?
Yeah,
I got you.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies, before I get you two out of here, college? Both of you committed, right? Where are you committed? Where are you going?
I'm committed to Troy.
Really? That's awesome. So you're going to go play softball? You going to be a Trojan?
I'm going to go be a Trojan.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Man, that's hard for a Villa Rica Wildcat to say, ain't it? Be a Trojan. What do you got, Olivia? Where are you committed?
I'm going to West Georgia.
West Georgia. That's awesome. You're going to stay right here home. Everybody can come see you. You're not too far away. A lot of folks can still come see you play down that way. So, yeah, congratulations and have a great year. Coach, I appreciate you and your girls, and good luck this season. Thank you. Gang, going to come back with more. We are going to get the flag football team in here now in just a second, and I forgot who I said it was, but I will look and we will have it, and we're going to get their names right, I hope, anyway. But stay tuned for more of the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day here at Villa Rica High School for West Georgia TV. Welcome back into the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day. We are live here at Villa Rica High School, and I am joined now by Coach Tracy Coslin, Mia Bonner, and Renaya Elliott. Got it right. Yeah, two seniors, and they are on the flag football team. This is year 2 of flag football for the Lady Wildcats here at Villa Rica. First, Coach, talk a little bit about that. Now, you said you've been here for 18 years.
Yes, sir.
I'm not supposed to tell everybody where you're from, but you've been here for 18 years.
Yes, sir. I've been local here, VR since I started. So I've coached everything from boys football to boys and girls soccer, and flag is one of the new things we're doing. It's been a great opportunity, and we've got a great coaching staff. But we learned a lot. That first year was we had some experienced teams in there. The region, both teams in the region ended up in the state championship.
Right.
So it's going to be a learning process as we go. But I think we've picked up little tips and tricks on the way of what we need to do for flag.
Well, tell us a little bit about how these two seniors right here, how they're going to help contribute and help make this second year a little bit better than last.
Yes, sir. I'll be honest. And we had probably about 8 or 9 girls that we used offense and defensively. Both of these two, defense and offense, they have done from interceptions, averaging 3 or 4 a game, to 3 or 4 sacks a game. So defensively, we really, I think and there's things we need to still work on, but as that first year, these two did a real great job of just kind of picking that up, as well as a lot of the other, we have a lot of seniors coming back. So we're hoping that helps, makes a big difference. And then offensively, I feel like we were going to turn the page and kind of picked up some things on the way. So maybe some little trick plays in there we're working on.
Learn some stuff from them teams that had a little more time doing it. Let's talk to Mia first. Mia, you talked about playing soccer, and then you started this flag football. We'll talk a little bit about the soccer in just a minute. Talk about this flag football, because somebody had to come get you and say, hey, look here, we need you to come play flag football for us. But tell a little bit about it. I mean, because you actually kind of dig this sport too, don't you?
It
You
is,
like
yes. At the beginning of the year last year, I didn't know if I was going to do it or not, just because with soccer and everything.
But then, like, Colin started talking to me about it, and I was like, I'll try it out, but it ended up being really fun, so I did really enjoy it.
So what did you like the most about it?
The sport was just different to me, because I usually play soccer my whole life. It was just really different, and the team had, like, really good connections with each other. So, like, having a team that, like, bonded like that was pretty
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, coach said something about 3, 4, 5 interceptions
Yeah.
a game, something like that.
Oh,
See, soccer, you can't even use your hands. So now you get to use your hands in football, so that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I played the safety back there, so I get to read, like, the quarterback and stuff, so.
Now, he said sacks for you, Renaya. Now, you can sack, so what he's telling me, you got some speed, some skill, you can get through there, you got a little bit.
Doesn't matter standing in front of her.
So you do soccer as well, and you do basketball. You're just an athlete, so talk a little bit about this. Now, talk a little bit about this flag football.
Okay.
Tell me what you enjoyed about it.
I just really enjoyed like the team for real. Like coaches, we were all hype all together. Like we were all just connected and cohesive together, honestly. I just, like Mia said, like the team, like if we were a first year team and we came out there and once we got kind of on our winning streak, we were like, okay, maybe we can actually do this a little bit. Like this seems like something, create a little legacy or whatever.
So do you run the ball as well? Do you play offense? What do you do on offense?
I'm the running back, actually.
So you are the running back. Yeah, but see, in flag football, it's more throwing the ball, right? Because
That's what we're learning. That's what we're learning.
All right, then, Renaya, tell me a little bit about what your game day rituals are, because every athlete has something that they do to get prepared for that football game. Now, soccer's a little different than the flag football, so tell me what's your game day? What are you doing? You listening to something?
So yes, I really have my playlist that I like to listen to on the bus or even before we have our games at home. I got my little playlist with Lil Wayne on there. I like to get real hype before the game, try to bring the energy or whatever.
Lil Wayne, what about Lil Baby? You like Lil Baby?
A little bit. But I like Lil Wayne just bring that like energy. Like,
He brings that fire, don't he?
Yeah.
What about you? What you do?
Probably the same thing. I usually just put my headphones in, even like on the bus right there, or like before the game in the locker room. I have like a little playlist too. I got Lil Baby on there too.
You got Lil Baby too? Man, this has got to be fun. I'm already having fun. I can hang around with you two all day. Now, this has got to be exciting for you and fun. These girls are having
Yes,
fun.
sir. Yes, sir, absolutely. And I think one of our biggest strengths going into it is just like what they had said to you. Like, we had girls from baseball, basketball, volleyball. It didn't matter what sport. It was the first time that you could collectively put girls like together, and we had pictures where they're literally just smiling ear to ear, every picture. So I think it didn't matter what our sports background was coming into it. Like, we just kind of embraced it as a family. So it truly made it one of the funnest sports to coach. In 18 years of doing it, I had the most fun last year in a long time. It was great.
Well, the thing that seems so cool to me about it is you got all these girls, all these players. This is their first time ever doing it, and they're having to learn the game as well as y'all.
Yes, sir.
Because flag football is not like football.
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit, as far as tackle football,
little
it's
different.
similar but a little bit different. There's, like you said, there's different game plans and stuff. But it had to be really cool for all of y'all to just come together and learn this game together.
Yes, sir. And I think that's the one thing the girls have really latched onto, is that because it is new, like you were saying, it is new to them. They're soaking it up like sponge, and everything you tell them is okay, and they go out there and try it. We really have had a great time. As I said, I cannot think of any sport that I've been involved with where we had this much fun and this much eagerness to come into a season as we do this year.
That's good stuff. You ready, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so college, soccer, is that what you're looking at, playing soccer in college?
Right now, yes.
Any particular schools, or you just got weighing your options
I'm
right
just
now?
weighing my options right now. We'll see once like spring comes and see what I'm thinking there.
What you
Like,
thinking there?
Whatever I'm like the schools that I like the most, like, that's when I like really narrow it down more.
We got a couple. There's a
You got
couple.
a few.
There's
Yeah.
a couple in mind.
What about you? Little bit. I'm gonna call you Little Bit.
Okay. I think for flag, I'm kind of looking at Reinhardt because it's like in Georgia, and they're one of the only schools that have like flag football. It's growing a lot though. Like I
Right.
saw during like I think it was Super Bowl halftime or whatever. Like it was on there. flag, and it was really cool to see like our sport on there. So I'm just looking at a few different colleges there.
So you run track, you play basketball, you play soccer, and now flag football, and this is your second year going into flag football, but you have liked it so much, you're even considered doing it in
Yeah, it was
college.
one of the funnest sports, like, is that a word? It was one
Yeah,
of the funnest
fun.
sports.
This is good.
It was one of the best sports that I've played like in a long time. I don't know why the energy that everybody brought, it was just like so different from every other sport. Cause like we're a first year team, so nobody was taking it as serious as their main sport. That's none of our main sport.
Right.
So it was crazy to like the energy and everything.
But y'all going into this season head first, y'all concentrating on this flag football team
Sir.
before anything else right now. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm excited. I'm gonna have to come watch y'all play.
Please do.
I gotta get y'all, we gotta get a flag football
Please
schedule
do.
so we can film y'all
Yes, sir.
playing the game as well. I don't know how I would commentate it and call it, but I would do my level best. I am so excited for y'all. Good luck this season.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very
I
much.
know you gotta have fun with these.
It's a good time always. Like I said, smiles from ear to ear.
Oh, wow. We got Coach Barron coming up next, and we're going to talk high school Friday night tackle football and not the flag style. But, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day here live at Villa Rica High School on West Georgia TV. Welcome back again to the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day for Carroll County Schools and West Georgia TV. We are live here at Villa Rica High School. In case you notice, throughout the county, we're having trouble with internet. So we're back up and running, and we are joined now by our Villa Rica Wildcat football head coach, Coach Austin Barron. I got senior Devin Barnes, and I got senior Carson Nally with me here. And Coach, first year as a head coach. He was part of coaching staff last year. And talk a little bit about going into this season. Not only this team, but your first year as a head coach. It's a little bit different than being a position coach or a assistant coach. Head coach got all the responsibility. Everything just feels like it gets on their shoulders. Tell a bit about the difference in the assistant coach and now transitioning into being a head coach.
Yes, sir. The role is definitely different. The responsibilities are different, but I've been very excited for the opportunity. Thankful for the administration to believe in me and the direction that we're going to go with the program. So, been very fortunate in that aspect. We've got a great group of kids that I think have been bought in to all the new changes, all the new challenges that we presented them with, and overall, throughout the duration of this change and throughout the duration of the offseason, I've been very, very pleased with how our guys have bought into what we're doing and bought into kind of like the changes that we're making, but also just continuing to build on what we've been trying to establish the last 2 years as well.
Well, one of the things that helps makes a head coach be great, if you will, is his assistant coaches. And you got to surround yourself with really good men and women that are going to help make your program and your team better. Talk a little bit about this coaching staff and how they've helped ease that transition for you.
Without a doubt, I think our staff is one of the best in the state, and I'll put that up against anybody. I think we have a really good staff, and I'll start by saying our staff is a great group of men, a great group of leaders that can be positive influences on our young men within our program. I think that when we look to hire somebody, that's the first thing we look for, not X's and O's, not how well versed are they schematically, but are they going to be a good leader? Are they going to be a good influence on our kids? And I think from top to bottom, we've got a great group of coaches that can relate to a lot of different kids as well. We've got a very diverse staff that I think can. Is very different in a lot of different ways from a lot of different backgrounds. So there's not a player within our program that can't say they can't relate to at least somebody. So that's very important to me. And that's the top goal within our program is to develop young men. So that's the utmost priority. And I think our staff does a very, very good job and is very intentional about doing that. There's also a wealth of experience within our staff. We're able to bring on some very key pieces and a lot of former head coaches on our staff as well, a lot of former coordinators on our defensive side of the ball. Everybody's been a defensive coordinator. 2 of those guys have been head coaches. So, I think to be able to lean on them and trust them and to turn over responsibilities and to be able to effectively delegate without having to micromanage things has been very important, very crucial to me to be able to shift my focus to other things. And So to be able to have that on our offensive side of the ball, we have, some guys that have been around the game for a very long time on the offensive side of the ball, well versed in some different areas, some different schemes, and then we were to pair that up. We have some younger guys on staff that can kind of blend the new era of football on top of the old tried and true way of doing things.
Yeah, and they can relate to these kids, these players, if you were young men. I call them kids because you're a kid to me because of my age. But you know what I'm saying. You got these guys who actually care about these kids. They care more about their future than they do winning on Friday night, although winning on Friday night's a pretty big deal here at Villa Rica. Talk a little bit about this season, your senior year, Devin, going into this 2023 season. What's your expectations of not only yourself, but your team as a whole?
I'm very excited for my senior season. I've always loved football. It's always been my favorite thing to do. My expectations for my senior year are to have a great season and help my team in any way needed or possible. And my expectations for the team this year are very high. I expect us to have a very good season and go very far.
Get back in the playoffs?
Yes, sir.
Hunt for that region title?
Yes, sir.
All those good things that makes Friday night so special.
Yes, sir.
Same thing right here. Carson, tell me a little bit about, this is your senior year. What's some of the expectations you have for yourself and this team as well?
I expect to be a big playmaker in this offense, and I expect for our team to play really well in adversity, and overall have a really well season and make it back in the playoffs, have a good run.
All right, so every athlete usually has some kind of pregame ritual, stuff that they do. What's your pregame? How do you get your mindset right and get ready to play football on Friday night?
So you always gotta listen to music.
Gotta have the music.
Gotta get locked in.
Who you listening to?
Anybody really, little baby, young boy, don't really matter.
And threw little baby young boy on me. What about you? What you got?
It's definitely music. Music is definitely a go-to. I like to kind of get away from everybody else, just be by myself, chill, throw my earbuds in. That's my pre-game ritual.
Who you listen to?
Little baby, young boy, a little bit of all those. Yes, sir.
Now, Coach, you're a younger head coach, so you can kind of relate to this as well because you have pregame rituals as well, and most of them consisted of some music. Who you throwing in the head, bud?
That probably depends on how close to the game we're getting. It get a little bit crazier as it got closer to kickoff. But I'm not too far removed, so little baby.
Yes, little baby, too. I hear you. Soldier Boy, is that what you said?
Some Kodak Black.
Yeah.
A little bit of them to relate, and then it get off, and just a little bit of everything. I like to mix it up.
Talk about this team this season because I don't know. It just seems like just some of the players I've talked to and been around, coaches. It seems like that there's some kind of great excitement about this 2023 season. Talk about your teammates and what is the excitement like? What is everybody gearing up for on Friday night?
So more of a family.
Yeah.
And, we got bonded a lot this summer. And I think everybody's just excited to see our athletes have the ball in their hand and get to make plays in open space. I think that's going to be very fun to watch.
Now I'm going to ask you a question we didn't even have written down. Got Coach Berrien and Coach Berrien. You play both of them. What's the difference? What's the difference in them? And be sweet now, don't be ugly. Be good.
What's the difference? To be honest, I don't really know. They're very similar.
Wow.
To be honest with you, he takes on a lot of traits from his dad. He really does, coaching and personality wise.
What do you think about that?
That's not too bad.
See, y'all are smiling, being good. Because y'all know he got some bear crawls waiting on you if you talk bad about it. Going into college, what's your guy? What are y'all thinking about? You thinking about trying to play some ball in college?
I mean, if the opportunity comes, it really just depends. Because I really want to end up being a pilot one day. So I think that's what I'm going to be looking forward to. But
do you play any other sports here, Villa Rica?
yes, I play basketball.
You got basketball as well? What about you? What you play? Just football?
Track and basketball.
Track and basketball? What you want to do? You gonna go to college and look to
Football,
try to do
sir.
something?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do it in?
Yes, sir.
This season right here, after last season, is a down year. You guys seem excited, getting ready to try to make a run towards that region championship and get back into the playoffs. Who are you looking most forward to playing this year?
No one in particular, really, just going out every Friday night and getting the win. I think that's what's more important, just looking forward to one team.
I like it. What about you?
Same thing he said, going 1-0 every Friday. That's the most important thing.
Coach taught you pretty good, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Coach, some expectations. Most coaches have an expectation of their football team, and they're always a lot more realistic than the normal fan because the coach sees the ins and outs inside that locker room. But what are some of the expectations you have for this football team going into this first year for you as a head coach and for this 2023 season?
You know, year in and year out, our goals don't change. And what that goal is just to maximize our potential. Now, what that ultimately looks like will change year to year based on talent and who we're playing and all those things. But to maximize our potential, and that's every aspect of our program. That's not just within our players, that's within our coaching staff, within our community, within our booster club. Everything we do, we want to make sure that we're maximizing our potential, and if there's any area for improvement, that we take advantage of it. You know, outside of that, with this football team, you know, to kind of rebrand Villa Rica football, when people think about Villa Rica, and when they think about Villa Rica football, I want them to think about, you know, a football team that overachieves, a football team that plays for each other, a football team that's disciplined, that's hardworking, and that's extremely physical.
Man, that's awesome. Before we get out of here, both of y'all told me y'all were born and raised in Villa Rica. Y'all been Wildcats all your life. Tell me what it means to be a Wildcat here your senior year playing on this football team.
I mean, ever since I was little, and playing homecoming at the rec league, playing at the high school, I mean, that was a very big deal. And now that I'm playing on it almost every Friday night, I just want to go out there and be the best I can be and show, like, the fans, like, I am who I was when I was little. So,
You've been here your whole life. Tell what it means to be a Villa Rica Wildcat, man.
It means a lot to me from just growing up, coming here on Fridays, watching the high school team play. It was always a big deal to me, you know. So it really does mean a lot to be able to play on this field on Friday nights.
Something special about wearing that purple and gold.
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, we have had a tremendous day. We've had some internet stuff, but we will have a full entire of this media day. We have it recorded, and we will be posting that as well, so everybody can continue to watch it later on and to share it. But I want to thank our sponsor, our presenting sponsor for this, our title sponsor, James O'Neill Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I want to thank all the administrators and everybody, all the coaches, all the players here at Villa Rica High School, and this is just day one of 5 media days. Tomorrow we'll be over at Central High School. Wednesday we'll be off. Thursday we'll be at Temple. Friday at Bowden. Next Monday at Mount Zion High School. But it was a lot of fun being here. Great hospitality, great people, a lot of good coaches, and I'm going to shake your hand and I want to tell you congratulations on being the head coach of this Villa Rica football team, and I look forward to what you can bring to the table to Villa Rica.
I appreciate it, and thank you for having us today.
Absolutely. So it's time for us to get on up, get on out of here. It is time for us to saddle up and ride. Till tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we'll be live over at Central High School. My name's Tom Araquazo, and this is West Georgia TV, and this is the James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Media Day. God bless you, gang. See you tomorrow.